So this is a vintage Singer Model 15. It is in a treadle. And I wanted to show you that free motion quilting can be done on a really old machine. I have a free motion quilting foot in the machine. It's this type with the these little teeth hook onto the presser bar there, and this spring on there makes it not put a lot of pressure on there, and because of that, it doesn't matter that you can't drop the feed dogs. It'll work fine. These old machines, you could not drop the feed dogs, and that doesn't mean that you can't free motion quilt. They do a beautiful job of free motion quilting, even though you cannot drop the feed dogs. Now, some people will set the stitch length at 0. I didn't even change the stitch length to do this. It's still set for normal stitching. The quilting foot is not allowing enough pressure on the feed dogs to make them a problem. They're not really doing their job, and that's as you want it to be. Just leave them as they are and sort of ignore that they're there, and you can do it. I'm using 40 weight thread. I've got white thread also in the bobbin. This machine takes these great big, well, great big compared to some, class 15 bobbins, and they hold a lot of thread. And that's one of the reasons I like this machine, is less times that I have to change the bobbin. But I just wanted to show you that even though a lot of people will tell you that you can't free motion quilt on an old machine, or that you need some sort of a special bobbin cover, feed dog cover plate, or a darning plate, or anything like that, it's just not true. They do a beautiful job, and you just need to put in a quilting foot and go for it. It does take a little practice. This one's in a treadle, and the practice here really is learning to regulate the speed, because you've got two things that are forming the stitch length. How fast you're moving your foot on the treadle to make the machine run, and how fast you're moving your hands. And those two things together create the stitch length. So it takes a little practice to regulate that. But any sewing machine, essentially, straight stitch old machine, can be used to do free motion quilting. You don't need the latest, greatest, fanciest. It might be nice, and some of those machines have great features, like stitch length regulators that will make your stitches always turn out the same length no matter how fast you move your hands. But they're not required. And I would encourage trying out free motion quilting on one of your vintage machines if you have one. And I think you'll be amazed, really, how well these old machines do. So it's not really as mysterious and difficult as you might think. It's really all about regulating your speed and really just practicing and learning how to make that machine behave the way you want it to. And that is really the machine, not really the machine behaving. It's really you're the one who has to adjust. And you have to learn really how to maneuver the piece so that you get a nice smooth result. If you have time to practice, that's the best thing. And I find that you'll be able to check your work, see how you're doing better if you use either a light fabric and a dark thread or a dark fabric and a light thread, because then you can really see those stitches and you'll be able to see how well you're doing. When your thread and fabric match, it hides your stitching, and sometimes that's a good thing, but when you're practicing, being able to really see those stitches is helpful, because it'll help you to see the size that the stitches are coming out and whether or not they're as nice and even as you would like. So give it a try. This that I'm quilting on right now is denim. This is the leg of a pair of jeans, and I'm going to turn it into a quilted bag. It's pretty thick fabric, but these old machines, no problem. So give it a try. Happy quilting. So there it is, finished. So now I'll do the other side, very similar to this. Put the two together and sew it into a finished bag. I've got another video out there that shows how I do that, but this is the next one.